Alright folks, so welcome back, and this is going to be a very brief, almost review kind of video on how to do a loop. Because the reason why I'm making it sort of a review is because I noticed that a lot of you guys already understand pretty well what you need to do when you're doing this kind of problem. So I'm going to make it nice and short. And also the lecture slides do a good job at outlining what loops need to look like. So, quick recap on things you guys already know. You guys have taken at least one programming language already, probably Java slash Python. And you guys already are familiar with the different kinds of loops that there are, I hope. You got for loops, you got while loops, and do while loops. Now, in assembly, there really is no distinguishing what kind of loop it is. I mean, there is a while and a do while, but the only difference between the two loops are where you do your comparison. Because when you're doing a while loop, you do it at the top. Do while, you do it at the bottom. And there really is no for loop, but we won't really worry about that. So the little snippet of code that I wrote here is a loop that counts from 1 to 11. And the reason why it counts to 11 is because look at the comparison. So we're comparing R1 to the value of 10 on line 29, and then we have branch greater than done, which means if I'm greater than 10, then I'm officially done with the loop. So it must be 11 or more. So whenever you're tackling a loop, so line 27 is step 1. Initialize your variables. In this case, the only variable I have is something to hold the counter, which is initially 1, and then which counts up until we're at 11. Step 2 is something I already did. Make your loop label. In this case, I just called it loop. That can be named whatever you want. Step 3 is do your comparison, which I am doing on line 29 and line 30 combined, because the comparison and branch is sort of one step. And then the final step is do what you need to do inside of the loop, and also remember, like on line 32 here, remember to have a branch back to your loop so that the program won't keep running forward. So let's go ahead and step through this loop. So far we're at the value of 1. I'm comparing. Obviously 1 is less than 10, so I'm going to keep going. I'm going to add to R1 and then go back to my loop. And that's going to happen over and over until I get to the value of 11. So now I'm at 11, and I'm done. So that's how a loop works. As you can see, nothing too complicated in the structure of it. Basically, if you can do an if statement, you can do a loop. So hope this brief recap sorry, helped you guys out. And we are now going to move into the really fun stuff, which is how do you access memory and how do you work with things like arrays, which I think is really fun. So make sure to stick around for that.